obviously the massive talking point on everyone's lips in every chat is what bots are going to be nerfed. There's talk of Beachcomber, there's talk of Optimus to a degree, there's talk of even Blue Streak, there's talk of Leo Prime, there's talk of quite a few bots, but I think that the main ones that I think we are to be concerned about is Beachcomber, Leo Prime, and Ruination. Now, I think the easy one for me is Leo Prime. I think Leo Prime does a massive amount of damage, and I think we've got two options. I think we can either tune down the damage or increase his cost. And I think that will literally be it. I don't think the range is. I think the range maybe just need decreasing a bit. Nothing too crazy. But when you can sort of take half the base out from halfway down the map, then it becomes an issue. So I feel like Leo Prime is definitely going to get a nerf. I think like a 20k damage in area is just silly. And even with the fireproof dome core, it doesn't do much to protect your base against him. So I feel like Leo Prime is probably just. I feel like Beachcomber just needs to get rid of the reflect. I don't mind that it's hard to kill. That's not my issue. My issue is that it takes health off your other bots. Now, if Beachcomber was hard to kill and then the other bots around are killing your box and the defenses are, I don't mind that as much. My issue is I've had times where there's been Beachcomber and I might have lost a couple of bots, maybe 6 bots left over to be realistic. I don't want to say, oh yeah, 14 was pounding on Beachcomber, exaggerate, but it literally was 5 or 6 bots. There was the HQ, there was a couple of defenses, there was Beachcomber left. And literally one by one, my bots all dropped and died just battling Beachcomber. If he had HP through the roof and his health kept coming back, I wouldn't be too concerned, really. It's that reflect. So I feel like all they need to do for Beachcomber is take out the reflect. Keep everything else the same, keep his HP the same, keep his health regen the same, keep everything. Just take the reflect out. Don't let it kill your team. Have your team having to pound on it, because then you can use abilities to take him out, or you can, increase your damage of your bots, take him out. You can use abilities to counter him. But the minute people sort of quick to go, oh, there are counters for Beachcomber, put acid and fire and primer and cosmic rust in your team, but you shouldn't have to do all that for a bot. That's the problem. So I feel like Beachcomber is an easy fix. Just remove the reflect. Done. Keep everything else the same. The hardest one, I think, is Ruination. And the reason it's hard is not that I think there's some easy fixes. I think that his abilities regenerate too quickly compared to other combiners, which means he can sort of spam his abilities. And when I was talking to Dale about it, he sort of said, yeah, well, he is the spam bot. I was like, but why? Do we need a spam bot? So do we just slow down the abilities? I think the fact that they overlap, I don't think it's a big issue. I think it makes a good little combo. But my problem is not with what to do with Ruination, is the implications in the game. And so if we nerf Ruination, and Ruination becomes whatever body, whatever combat, or whatever, and Ruination becomes whatever combiner is going to be, how's that going to affect leveling in the game? People have never found it so easy to level bots. We use them in mayhem mode. And so it is a bit doom and gloom on first inspection. But after talking to Dale, he was talking about, yes, changing some of the stats on Ruination, but I think a big part of it was that they're looking to improve the hollows as part of the 5-star ability. Because when they actually designed the 5-star ability, the problem was that the 4-star was so good that they thought we can't give it something good for the 5-star. Actually, they actually did something half good. But you got to look at the hollows, and they do very little damage. And so for me, if they were to claw 4-star Ruination back, but actually improve the 5-star ability of his hollow to do more damage, have more HP, I wouldn't actually be too concerned. Because in high level wars, those hollows are going to die quite quickly. They're not going to last too long. They might actually take a few defenses out. So Ruination himself might take a few defenses less. Quite a few, if I'm honest with you. but those bots will distract them defenses. They can distract outpost bots, could do a bit more damage, could do a bit more. And then when we're looking into events and we're looking into mayhem mode especially, the way I would use Ruination is I would take out 99% of the base, 95% of the base, and his hollows would finish that off. Now, if they do decide to do this, where they nerf Ruination and increase the hollows, that would still be effective. And I think that's the key point, is making it so that Ruination in Mayhem mode is still effective, but not as over effective in Wars. I think that's the key part they're looking at, is not leveling. I think they're quite happy with that. I think it makes them money, it makes the game easy to level, it gets people leveling bots and other things. I think it's very, very good in that respect. It's good for the game. It's for Wars. I think that's the big problem is in Wars, is that people are just clearing out a section of the base and killing it, even with the Titan sometimes. Titan, Ruination, one bot. And that's not balanced. Let's be honest, guys. If you're taking out a max HQ with a Titan, a combined with one bot, it's definitely not balanced in the game. And so I feel like that's where they're aiming. So I don't think Blue Streak needs much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a cost increase, repeat use. Because if you're using 3 times, it does get a bit silly maybe. But I think that's about it. I don't think he needs much Blue Streak, if I'm honest with you. Ultimate Optimus. Is his range too much at ability 11? He does have a huge range. It is a bit crazy. So whether that gets reduced or not. But the good news is that they are looking at a lot of buffs. Hence why we've done this newsletter. Hence why we're talking about Omega Supreme. Hence why we're even talking about the recent 5-star edition of Volcanicus even getting buffs as well. And then we're looking at the future 5-star combiners. So for me, the playoff is, if they're going to nerf this content, they're going to nerf Ruination, Beachcomber, and Leo Prime. They need to give us alternatives to replace them. And I'm not saying doing 20k damage. That's not feasible. But some of the bots that we've sort of done our ratings videos in, and they're sort of like really low tier, one by one we should be ticking them off and giving them an improvement in some way and really trying to balance the books a bit. And I know they say not every bot could be useful, but not every bot should be OP as well, maybe. But there are useless bots and there are OP bots. So I feel like if we're going to have that stance of not every bot can be useful, we need to go against that. If we're going to say that no bot should be OP, then no bot should be useless either. And so we need to look at those useless bots and make them relevant again. The ones that are in the middle have got their place in the game. There's something for them to do, something for them to do well in the gaming, whether it be raids, whether it be resource raids, whether it be for wars. But every bot should have a place in the game for something, and that's what the apes need to look at. And I have said to Dale that when we bring these sort of nerfs out, there should be more buffs than nerfs, because there's a few overpowered things in the game, not many, but there are a lot of poor content in the game that needs improving. And so for me, if they are going to nerf this content, there should be 2x, 3 times as many buffs as there are nerfs. And I feel like this is where this form has come from that we have to fill in for the bots we want to buff. This questionnaire. Because they are trying to buff some bots as well. Because they don't want to just nerf content. They want to balance the content. And if that is the way they're going with it, I am on board. Because content does need balancing. I will agree with that. But if we're going to balance content at the top level of the game and get the overpowered bots down, we also need to balance the bottom end of the game and bring that up as well. Let's do it across the board. Let's not pick and choose just what we balance. Let's balance everything, whether it be defenses, whether it be HQs, whether it be bots at the top level, bots at the bottom level, whether it be titans. Let's balance it all. And it's one huge task. It's a massive task for Space Ape. But they have really sat there and sort of said, listen, we can do everything we've wanted to now. We've got the people to do it. And yes, they're still sort of moving things and finishing things off. But me personally, I want to see some big change in this game this year. And not just new content, I think it needs it, but also more balance in the game, better content coming out, and also something innovative, something new, and something exciting as well. It's a big task for Space Ape this year. It could be a big year for them to really improve this game. Or are we going to see same old Space Ape and fall short? So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think balancing content is good? A lot of other games do it. They do these sort of patches where they buff and nerf content and try and level it out. Is it a bit too little too late? Some of this content's been out for a year or so. Maybe we've left it too long now. People invested in it and we feel a bit unjust. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.